why do we let other people determine how we feel about choices that we make in our lives? And why do we give all that power away? And wouldn't it be great if we could turn that around? And that's what I want to talk a little bit about how to do today. And this topic really came up when I was talking to a friend of mine who was sharing some concerns that she had for a friend who'd been getting lots of feedback from her. In this case, it was her mother-in-law, about what she should and shouldn't be doing to be a good mother, a good wife, whatever it was, and how distressed her friend was trying to manage this feedback that she was getting from her mother-in-law because she wasn't living her life in the way or the vision that her mother-in-law thought that she should be living it. And how that can be so unsettling and upsetting and really shake people to their core, and to start to really question whether they are a good person, a good mother, a good wife, a good whatever it is. And how great it would be if we could start to find a way to free ourselves from that. And so this is something that I've been thinking a lot about, realizing that I've also allowed that to happen in my life. Obviously our families are very, very powerful. And when we get those messages that we should be a certain way or we shouldn't be a certain way, and it's inconsistent with what we're doing in our lives, then it can really be unsettling, thinking, am I a good person? Am I making the right choices? And all this kind of stuff. So one thing to really keep in mind is that you get to decide the meaning you give to that, that what that person is sharing with you. You get to decide when they're questioning you about how you're doing things, whether or not you want to accept it or not. Remembering that people take their own movies, okay, their own way of living their life that they've chosen to do, and oftentimes they want to justify, because that's just human nature, and they're projecting that onto you, that you need to be this certain way to do these certain things, because if you do that, that's going to make them feel better. So for example, this is not in the work-related area, but so if this is a situation with a mother-in-law or a mother telling you that, like I'll give you an example of my mom. My mom used to always say to me that I should work part-time so I could have a career and be fulfilled, but I can also be there for my kids. And she had some very strong ideas around, working motherhood, okay? Now, when I look back now, at the time, I really it's kind of interesting. I actually followed exactly her advice. And I don't know whether, did I do that just because that's what I wanted, or was that because there was all that programming? I'm not sure. I actually don't know the answer to that. But when I think about it now, is she was projecting her movie onto me because that's what she did. Those were the choices that she made, was to stay at home for a while and then to go back and have a career. She worked full time for a little bit. She thought that was too much, and so she ended up working part time. And so she had very, very strong views that was the way to have the best balance, to be a good mother, to be a good career person, or all these things. And so she was projecting that onto me and my sister-in-law. Now, it's not bad and it's not good. It just is. And when somebody does that, remember, a lot of times they, especially if you feel like you have friends or you have coworkers trying to pull you back a little bit, is a lot of times it's about them and them justifying their choices and what they want. And we don't have to take it on. You get to choose whether you want to take that on or not. And know that deep down, deep inside of you, sometimes it's hard to find it. What is the right decision for you? And sometimes it takes a little time to find it and get down to it. Understanding that sort of where that advice or that you should be doing this or that or where it comes from, it can help to take the power of it out. The ability of it to really, having trouble getting my words together here, the ability of it to really affect you when you really understand why that person is doing it. And that's really about them. All right. So I just wanted to share them because I see so many people get caught up in this and it causes them so much pain. And it doesn't have to be that way.